This message will self-destruct.
What the fuck?
Hello everyone and welcome to the Alkaline Network podcast. This is Dark Wolf doing the opening because the Psychoplatypus Matt is gone AWOL. He's out doing something, rocking out with his cock out.
Getting drunk. It's guaranteed he's
Yeah,
getting drunk.
yeah.
Getting arrested.
We of course have Jez Hedinger with us, Malum, Miss Nicole, and we also brought back Shadow Serpent. What's going on, buddy?
What's up?
Shadow just got another video uploaded today on the channel. Well, it'll be Saturday. And
Yep.
maybe Sunday,
Me and my-
depending on what part of the
Me and my past talking.
Yeah. So we are short. It's just the four of us tonight. We're going to try to knock out a real quick one. And I think the first thing we wanted to talk about was GDC, some of the announcements that came out of that. More information dropped about the next Assassin's Creed.
Fuck yeah.
You know,
That's my game right there.
you know, there's stuff where, like, apparently the seasons are actually going to change while you're playing the game now. So
Yep.
while you're
Ooh.
traveling, like, it'll start off in summer, and by the time you get to somewhere, it'll be wintertime. You know,
And you get to hop around on trees. How fucking cool is that?
well, if you're a monkey, that's your favorite thing in the world.
Well, instead of climbing on buildings everywhere, and you get trees.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I would take buildings instead of trees, but both would be cool.
Buildings and
That's what you do.
trees.
It's cool.
Ooh.
Your move. Of course, the Battlefield 3 DLC information that dropped, which we did the battle report over. If you haven't seen that yet, go ahead and check it out.
Boo.
Did you just boo our battle report?
I actually watched
Get
that.
out.
I liked it. I don't play Battlefield, but I liked it. So
Yeah, we try to put out as much information as we can during those, at least for the topic, and we definitely tried to limit our time on this one because everyone was like, "You guys went a little long on the last one."
Well, we did go a little long.
Yeah,
on the
we
last
did.
one.
Yeah, well, our problem is we start talking about a certain subject, and then we just go off, and it keeps going.
Fucking recons!
Learn to be aggressive. Ah. Let's see. Medal of Honor dropped their first video for it and announced when you can start doing pre-release or pre-order for it, and I already have my pre-order. So looking forward to that. And
As am I. I mean, first one was good.
well,
I say first one
the
like
2010 MOA.
Yes, that's what I meant. That one was good, as were all the others, for that matter.
Well, you know, for a studio that's changed names like 4 times, they've actually, you know, been pretty steady and really good with the series. So, I mean, at least campaign-wise, the multiplayer I don't care about when it comes to Medal of Honor.
Yeah, it was good for a couple of weeks, and then it wasn't. But for those first couple of weeks, it was a lot of fun. It's kind of a nice little prelude to Battlefield 3, actually.
Yeah, well, seeing what as DICE did that multiplayer, yeah.
Yeah. But they're not going to be involved in the new one,
No,
are they?
DICE is no longer involved in the Medal of Honor. It's all being done in-house with Danger Close this time around.
So we should see a brand new multiplayer, so that's going to be pretty
And
cool.
they are rocking the Frostbite 2 engine for it, so it's going to have the same graphics as Battlefield. So that will be awesome to see.
Sexy.
pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Unlike some other commentator who calls it the Battlefield engine. God, that guy's dumb.
Who?
We won't go into it, but he's so-called one of the bigger commentators who can't be bothered to pull his head out of his butt and realize that the engine's used for more than just Battlefield.
Yeah, Frostbite's in Need for Speed.
Yep. And actually quite a few other games that EA puts out uses the Frostbite engine. But digressing away. The other topic I want to talk Yes, digressing. Pretty much that was the big announcements for GDC. I mean, apart from, you know, oh, this company's actually working on this game that somebody once said, I want to see this game remade, and everyone else forgot about because it wasn't that great of a game. And then Notch said something about Minecraft where there's still secrets in the game people haven't found, which I still
Oh, wow.
find kind of hard to believe. believe, with the millions of people that own the game and play it daily. So, yeah, I don't know what it is or what it could be, but Notch didn't say anything other than there's secrets that people haven't found yet. So who knows?
Is there like some sort of secret that when you tunnel down into the darkness, you don't end up dying or something?
Somewhere buried underneath the ground is actually a God mode token, which makes it so creepers don't blow you up.
Oh, if only.
It's like a chest and like.
Wow, it just got dead quiet. What the fuck just happened?
So our next topic is what games replayability and what you classify as a good game. What makes a game that you enjoy?
Yes,
So
it is.
Shadow will hit you first. You're the guest for us. So.
Well, I mean, I like first-person shooters just like many other people, but I also like adventure games like Assassin's Creed. I really like that. And usually what I like in a game is one that does have a storyline, but also something that you can just kind of play around with as well. That way you're not completely bored with it and you're not completely stuck to one line. Because if you're stuck on this one storyline and you end up like losing or dying or whatever happens in the game, all you can do is go back to that one thing over and over again, and it gets annoying after a while, and it annoys you, and you just want to throw your controller at the wall. But I really like the games where if you're upset with that, you can just stray away, go off and do your own thing, play something else. When you're ready, you can go back and do whatever stupid mission that was ticking you off before,
So kind of
Assassin's Creed
kind of like
2.
the sandbox style is what you're saying.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I mean, come on, who hasn't played, Grand Theft Auto and been like, oh, I'm supposed to do this mission, but I'd rather take this car and speed around town and get like a 5-star wanted level.
And pick up a hooker.
That's always fun. I was doing that when I was like 10 years old over at my nephew's house. So
Dude,
much fun.
the only reason I played Grand Theft Auto was because I wanted to pick up a hooker. And then kill her and then get my money back.
We just got a real nice insight into your psyche.
That's the only reason why I wanted to play that game.
It was just.
I want to kill whores.
I'm gonna be the next Jack the Ripper.
One day a real rain will come and wash all the scum off the streets. It just got all taxi cab in this shit. Come on.
No, I'm Batman.
Batman didn't beat up hookers.
Actually, it kind of did on occasion.
I don't know. In most of the movies,
They were breaking the law.
Maybe in like a Frank Miller one, I could see him kicking the shit out of a hooker, but.
I mean, at least in the movies, it always seemed like he was taking the hooker home. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Catwoman?
Same difference. Or what was that, Batgirl? Yeah, there's another one.
Okay, that's more like pedophilia.
Well, that was Robin.
Yeah.
Robin, the first Wonder, the first boy blunder got, the first Batgirl.
Ooh.
Although Batman did fool around with Batgirl.
And yeah.
Stuff you guys don't need to know.
All right, Malum, you turn.
Yes. Oh, my turn. My turn. Okay. Well, I'm for what Shadow Fox said. I normally play a lot of action adventure games. A bunch of like running around doing whatever the fuck I want, like Assassin's Creed. A big one for me is how good the story is. I am huge on story. Hence why I play my Dragon Ages and Mass Effect. But I like those ones too, mainly because I have a choice in what I say and what I do. I like the whole choice thing.
Yeah, understood.
I think that's why I stay with like my Fables, Dragon Ages, Mass Effects, Assassin's Creed, because I can do whatever the fuck I want whenever I want to.
Well, I think a lot of those games, what they really kind of lack, though, is when you choose whether you want to be on a certain path or not, it really kind of lacks an ending that separates the two. You almost always end up at the same ending point.
I agree. That was definitely Fable.
Fable used to be like the most evil bastard on
Fable
the
was the
planet,
shit.
and it would still give you the same ending. So.
Well, yeah. The main gripe, not the first Fable. I'm talking about the last two. those ones really ticked me off because like it punished you for being bad all the time,
Right.
like being the evil. Whereas in Mass Effect and Dragon Age, if you're like kind of you know going a little renegade, they don't really punish you for it. You still get like different tones, especially I just recently finished Mass Effect 3, and the ending is I won't even go into the ending, but like you're playing through it and I'm playing Renegade now, and it's like there's a good separation between the two. Like I don't feel like I'm getting punished for being an asshole to people.
I
You
always
know?
just preferred the term chaotic neutral.
Oh my god.
uh, all right, Jazz, go for it.
Oh, yeah, I gotta agree with the whole choice thing. That's always, I think the common factors between all my favorite games are like a mixture of choice. Immersion is another really key factor, like Deus Ex, stuff like that. Anything with a lot of like lore and background story and just really rich worlds you can get into. Like you wander around Hong Kong in Deus Ex and there's like markets and people going about their business and people selling things and it's like I can get into this. This is if the story is believable and the characters are believable and the environments are believable, that's going to make a hell of a lot. It's going to make games a hell of a lot more enjoyable for me at
Yeah.
least.
Oh yeah, I completely
That,
agree.
I mean, I say that's the same thing with like Mass Effect and Dragon Age, a big one because I can just get lost in that world.
Oh yeah, and then it's stuff like well, just simple things like I don't know if anyone's played MGS3.
Yes.
You know the boss fight with the end,
Yeah.
the sniper, and there's like 3 or 4 different ways you can go about that, and it's just a very simple thing, but just that fact that it gives you your own options, and none of them are wrong. It all just depends on what you want to do. So anything like that, I definitely appreciate.
I don't know. When it comes to like MGS, my favorite thing to do in that game was to put the box on and run around the levels and bump into the guards and just sit there. That was always just comical to me. I always loved doing that. I don't know why. It was just kind of like I'm a box and I just whooped your ass. How does that make you feel?
That's another thing. It's one of those games where you can just sort of goof off if you want, and you don't have to be super serious, Solid Snake going around. You can just be a dick in a box.
That's what I.
you
That was
don't
the
have to
fun.
go around and be all serious. You can just be that fucktard that runs around and just goes off and does their own little thing.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely agree that a game has to have that immersion, but you also have to be able to have that free reign of what you want to do.
Yeah. So yeah, sandbox games are really great for that, and I think everyone can agree that Rockstar are the undisputed kings of sandbox games.
Well, I don't know. With Saints Row is coming up really quick on that because Saints Row was a blast. I haven't tried,
Oh yeah, Saints Row is a lot of fun.
but the last one before the third one, the second one, was just absolutely wrong. I mean, come on, when you're driving around a sanitation truck spraying poo everywhere, that was just a blast. And
Can't tell me you didn't have fun doing
I don't
that.
think you couldn't have fun in that game. I don't think there was a way you could be like, I'm not having fun.
Well, there is. You just got to be a party
Yeah,
pooper.
you got to stand there and just look at everything. But all right, game replayability. All right, Shadow, what you got for replayability?
Like, could you explain that a bit?
Well, like, is there a game that you always go back to because you always enjoy the story no matter what? You always want to replay it.
Like, I have this game on my computer. Like, this is a super, super, super old game. This is one of them arcade games. I don't even know how I got it from my computer. Like, I found some torrent online. It was called Shining Force. It was like this turn-based game that
Yes, I've played that.
I've beaten that game like 5 times over, but I love playing it every single time.
Well, what about it makes you want to replay it though?
Um, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like, yes, you do follow the same path over and over again, but it's like the fact that you can level up different characters and you use different characters and like try to utilize them differently. So it's got this bit of strategy to it, but each time I replay it, I try a different strategy just to see if it works or not. And it's really fun to play, and it's not something you have to overthink.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Is that a game that you can enjoy, and it's just something that relaxes your mind. Vice, a lot of us who do the FPS all the time, we'll be playing and we'll just get so stressed out. We'll just be like, you know what, screw it, I'm done.
Yeah, right.
And we have to go back to that one game that we can just play mindlessly and we'll enjoy it every time.
Yeah. Like first-person shooters, you always have to be like constantly thinking, okay, where are they at? Well, where's the objective? Where are they spawning? Where do I have to not get shot from behind at? And then you go back to a game where you're just like relaxed. I mean, some people like Pong, but I mean, something like that. Just something that you can just mindlessly play. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. You just have fun with it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. All right, Miss Malum.
Well, I want to say this one's kind of a little obvious for me.
Dragon Age?
Yeah.
Yes. After logging so many hours on Dragon Age, it never gets old. I still love hearing Alistair do his little witty remarks. Just every time I play it, I try something new, something different. Like I think I've played through all the classes. I've gone through like all of the options you can do, pretty much. It's like that game for me is just like I will put that on just to put it on. You know?
How many hours do you have on that?
Um, for both of them, I have over 600.
Wow, I thought I had a lot when I had 300 on a Pokemon game.
Are you kidding? You were just
On
starting
both
that Pokemon game.
Right?
But another one for me is mainly because it's nostalgia. It's gotta be Legend of Dragoon. I will play that. Like I'll just pop it on and just be like, I love it. It makes fun of like I don't know what it is. It's just you pop it in. It's a good story. You don't have to go around thinking all the time. You just kind of like you can even grind like do some level grinding too. It's ugh, I love that game too. But those are my two main ones that I will go back and play.
I think everyone has at least one or two games that they will go back and play over and over again.
Yeah.
Jez has like
Yeah.
13, but
Yeah. I
Well,
have a
like
lot.
I would say Mass Effect, but I don't know. I can only play Mass Effect so long, mainly because I don't like the first person shooters. I guess I like more of the strategy game, like
whoa,
Dragon
whoa, whoa!
Age
Before we
is.
go any further, Mass Effect is not a first-person shooter. Do not even.
Sorry,
Oh
sorry.
god.
Shooter type.
It is a
That one's got a
third-person
bone to
shooter.
pick with the controls.
Like an insult to it.
The only time it feels remotely
My
first-person is
apologies.
when you zoom in.
Whatever. It's a shooter. I don't really play them too often. Like Mass Effect is the only one that I really play. Uh, but I love Mass Effect for the story, and it's a really good story. But I can only play it so much. Whereas Dragon Age, I can just like pop in and be like, ah, they just totally made a reference to something that nobody else will get, or you know. Like if you have a romance with Alistair, he makes a comment about licking a lamppost in the middle of winter.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And then he asks you if you've done it.
Yes, I have.
It's small things like that that just make that game 10 times better for me to play. So,
All right. Jez, you can go through your list.
Oh god. Well, I think the oldest one I consistently go back to is Doom. And that's like purely just because the gameplay is so simple. Like it's point and shoot, circle strafing. It's like the purest first-person shooter you could possibly play, and it's just so much fun. But I really think there's been sort of a decline in replay value, and a lot of developers are starting to either like substitute multiplayer or just like stupid little collectibles. Like we mentioned this last night, like stupid little collectibles that are hidden out everywhere, and you gotta go miles out of your way to find them, and they're just they're an annoyance, and they're sort of like you get the trophies and achievements for getting them, and it's like, as far as I'm concerned, trophies and achievements will never be like a replacement for actual gameplay. Like they'll never that'll never be the reason I go back to a game. Like there's actually got to be some substance
I
there.
don't know about you, but like when I'm playing a game and playing through the campaign, the only reason I pay attention to the achievements is so when I've actually completed the level, so I'm like, oh, okay, I actually finally passed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Like,
haven't seen too many people that like brag about having more achievement points than you. That's just nobody really does that.
I've never seen
Yeah.
that.
I could care less about achievement points or anything like that. That's so stupid.
Nope.
Like I recently went out of my way to get the platinum trophy on Metal Gear Solid 3, but that's just purely because that's one of those games. Like again, the first 3 Metal Gears I can just keep going back to again and again. But it's like all stuff I've already done on PS2 when it was first out, and that was just fun to do because that's just going back to an old game that I love and just doing all the completionist bullshit again, just like my own ego, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's really the only time I'll do it, just because there's actual substance behind the stuff I'm doing rather than just, oh, collect the hidden intel that's in the mission and doesn't actually do anything once you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. It's like if I'm gonna go out of my way for an achievement or something like that, there better be some damn good prize at the end of that. Especially if it's something tedious like collect all these feathers or collect all these flags. That was my big issue on Assassin's
that was
Creed, the first
so
one.
Yeah, it didn't
Like
even
annoying.
bother
collect
with
all these flags for nothing. Here's
I
an
think I've
achievement.
actually got everything on Assassin's Creed 2 except that. I was like, just no, go fuck yourself.
I do not want to collect fucking feathers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of becoming a substitute for gameplay, and I don't like that. And also
Yeah.
multiplayer, like with a game like Call of Duty that's supposed to be a full package of single player and multiplayer, even though we all know it isn't really.
Oh.
Yeah, multiplayer will never be like a substitute for replay value. It needs to be like a complete package.
And I agree with that. In Call of Duty, at least like the previous CODs up to like 4, had a great campaign to play through, and it took you longer than 6 hours.
Yeah.
So that was definitely good for those. Now, as far as replay, maybe once every couple of years to remember what it's like. But for me, when it comes to like games I'll replay all the time, and Jez, you already know I'll do this one all the time, and it's Psychonauts.
Yeah.
I love that game. It's just so simple, and it's a puzzle platform based type deal. You're like da da da, off I go, and it almost is like Portal long before Portal. You're just not shooting little portals everywhere. And then like the other game that I always go back to, and the only reason I still have a PS2 is Ace Combat Zero, the Belkin War. And that was just simply because it gave you that free choice of whether you wanted to be like a knight type guy or a mercenary or just a soldier doing his job. So, just one of those things for me. But as far as like multiplayer wise though, everyone knows where my heart sits with that.
Yeah, of course. It's out there on the battlefield.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm really liking the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. It can get really fun when you're with a bunch of like a bunch of friends that you know, and you're sitting there yelling at each other, telling them to watch this way and watch this way. I found it
I
fun.
tried to enjoy it during the demo part of it. I really tried. But for the most part, I just kept going, what in the crap? What am I doing? What button do I push? What the hell is this? But I don't know. That's just I'm not big on third person. I never have been, which is kind of why I wish like Ghost Recon would go back to a first person style because it was great as a first person, but when they went to third, it was kind of like ruined the game for me.
I see me talking about like Ghost Recon 2 and onwards from that.
Yeah.
I actually liked Ghost Recon 2.
Well, don't get me wrong, I still have Ghost Recon 2. Just I can't play it for very long without wanting to go, God damn it, give me one back.
Well, yeah, but for a game like Ghost Recon is meant to be like super tense and tactical, I think the first person definitely works a lot better in that sense.
Exactly. because then you kind of have to pay attention more to what's going around instead of like, oh look, I can see everything that's around me 360, even though I don't have
Yeah,
eyes.
you can't just look around corners without exposing yourself.
You know, it actually took skill to beat that game on the hardest difficulty, and that's another game I'll go back and play over and over again because it actually makes you, you know, slow down and think.
Yeah, anything that's yeah, it comes back to substance. Just games that are worth playing because they've had time put into them, and there's lots of things to do and discover, and there's different ways to go about it rather than just like Call of Duty might as well just be Time Crisis
Oh god.
for like the way it's scripted
With the foot pedals and
at this
everything.
point. Like it's ridiculous. So yeah, like just like if you notice, just like play through like Black Ops single player and try and rush ahead of your teammates and just notice all the dumb shit they do. Like they'll stand with enemies right next to them and they're stuck in some animation where they're trying to be all cinematic, but it's like they're just ignoring a dude 2 feet away from you who's like shooting you in the face. And it's like, yeah, this is not really like an immersive, fun experience. This is just some broken mess of scripting.
Yeah, and that's honestly like I don't know how many other people probably do this out there, but when I get a game, I play through the campaign first,
Yeah,
and then I will move to the
every
multiplayer.
time. I'll at least play it first, even if I don't finish it. But yeah,
I at
always
least
single
play
player
it.
first.
I mean, like, I wish I could finish it, but sometimes I'm just like, okay, this is drawn long enough. All my friends are like, come on, play, play. I was like,
Yeah,
ah.
I do that like every time. I'm like, nope, finish it, finish it, finish it. Ah, screw it, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I have that problem a lot. Unless it's like a super short campaign like Call of Duty, where I'm like 6 hours, whatever.
I can blow through 6 hours. Kind of like our Portal run
Yeah,
through. 5 hours.
5 hours done.
5 hours.
Um,
It just helps as well. It helps you get into the feel of it, and like if it's like a different game with a different engine or whatever, it helps you just fit into that new skin or that
well,
new,
and I think that
new
if
weight, new aiming,
more
everything.
people would play like the campaign of the game and get the feeling for things, there probably wouldn't be a lot of people out there raging within the first couple of days of the game because they'd be like, okay, this is
Yeah.
how it works. Because the mechanics are still the same, they still translate the same. Your character's still going to act the same. You know, your aiming's going to be the same, and that playing the single player allows you to set up your sensitivity already before you go jumping into multiplayer.
Oh god, a prime example of that would be Killzone 3.
Exactly.
So I remember all the sort of big Xbox YouTubers trying to play the multiplayer, and they're all like, "Oh, it's super heavy. I can't turn. It doesn't work. The buttons are unresponsive." And it's like they're not. It's just a different engine. It's a different feel. It's a different game. It's supposed to feel heavy. You're supposed to feel weighty. It's supposed to be a bit more slow and a bit more considered. It's just something that they're not used to, and because they're coming into it thinking, "Oh, this is multiplayer game, Call of Duty." So they're not really thinking, "Oh, this is a different game. I should
Yeah,
take it for what it is."
that's something I kind of liked about Black Ops is that they had the combat train. That way you can jump in and kind of get a feel for the sensitivity and the
Oh
guns
yeah,
and the
combat
map.
training is a great idea.
I mean,
Not
although
enough games have bots.
the bots like are kind of stupid, and there's like not even a 5-year-old that doesn't even know how to play the game would play like that. It still helps you get a feel for everything else.
Well, I liked going
Yeah,
through and playing that just simply because I could have because it would name all the bots the people on your friends list, and then you could just kill all your friends and laugh about it.
it was great for practicing stuff like tomahawks
Oh,
and like
Yeah.
sniping and stuff. It was like
yeah,
just really good for getting a feel for it before you end up actually going into a fight, so you don't end up rage quitting within the first 2 minutes.
yeah, it was definitely good for that, and I wish that would have been brought back, and I'm hoping it comes out in Black Ops 2.
Yeah, me too, right?
I can't see him not including that because everyone loved
Yeah,
it.
it was great. I
Yeah.
mean, apart from the fact that you had those kids like, oh yeah, I went like 75 and 0 on Nuketown, and you're like, dude, we can tell it's the frickin' practice match. The Treyarch clan tag
That
gives
was
it away.
that was actually something that was included in Killzone 3 as well. There was a bot zone. We just played with bots.
Yeah, I mean, it does great. It helps you figure out how to aim, what you need to set your sensitivity to, and everything else. And it was a good move compared to Spec Ops, which don't get me wrong, Spec Ops is fun every so often, but I like zombies a hell
Yeah,
of
but
a
it's a
lot more.
different feel as well. I just, yeah, it's that whole thing about it being 2 player and it like, I guess it works for what they were trying to do, but it's like, really, you're not going to put a 4-player co-op in when most people play with 4 people?
Yeah. And Zombies was awesome, period.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're going to do.
I was actually like excited when they put new Zombies maps out.
I'm actually wondering what they're going to do to replace it with the new one.
Like, I keep hearing a lot of people saying that they're bringing zombies back, but there's no proof of that. There's like this blog that I found that they're all like, if you have any zombies idea, just go, like, it was made by the creators of the zombies, and they're like, if you guys have any ideas, just throw them in here, and we'll be looking over them, and then they add in a winky face, like, they're hinting at the fact that they might bring it back, but they're not going to confirm anything, because they might throw in something else. They might mix it up, but who knows?
Well,
I'm really excited to see what they got.
I seem to remember a tweet from Vaughn saying that the zombies are done, but they're looking at bringing out something else different that's like the zombies.
Yeah, they're not just going to get rid of that game mode or that feel,
Yeah.
like 100%. There'll be
There's going to be
there.
something to replace it, and I'm curious to see what it is because I think everyone is more interested in that than the actual multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because zombies has been the Treyarch thing since World at War, and everyone has loved it. So
It's just something like just fun and old school that you can play with your friends. So
exactly.
something's going to do well. Anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's again one of those games that you can go back to, and you're just like, I don't need to think, I don't need to care, I can just shoot zombies, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how many times I'd get pissed off at multiplayer and Black Ops, but like, fuck it, I'm going to zombies. But I don't know. Has anyone else got any input for tonight's topics?
I
Actually, that went
guess.
surprisingly well. We didn't get off topic often, did we?
We're consummate professionals. Thank you very much.
See what happens when Mike's not here. Or Matt. Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh, you just screwed it up for the whole night.
Yep. There you go. Of course, the woman screws up everything.
Oh.
Uh,
Yeah, I got nothing. Shadow, you got anything?
Nah, I'm stale as bones.
Stale as a bone.
If that's
everyone's
even
so
a
dead
thing.
tired.
But
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
well, yeah, like we said, there's a new episode of Battle Report up on Alkaline, and Shadow Serpent's got a new video up on there, so go and check those both out. Give them thumbs up and shower them with your YouTube love.
leave comments and stuff like that.
Yeah. And we haven't really had anyone take advantage of the podcast in an interactive sense. So if you have questions about the channel or videos or anything else, I guess, just weird shit that you want to ask us, just go ahead and do that. And then that'll give us a new section to go over in the podcast.
Yeah.
Instead of just rambling on and on and on.
Yes.
Forever.
Although I resent the implication.
You're welcome.
We don't ramble. What are you talking about?
Rabble, 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 rabble.
What are you talking about? Rambling's what I do best.
Oh, so how is work going on the new montage there, Shadow?
It's going pretty good. World at War is being very, very, like, mean to me, though. I mean, I'll get, like, a collateral here, or, like, a 3-piece there, but then I'll get, like, this total BS hit marker, and then, like, whenever I try to go into any game, there's all these modders and everything, and, like, if I find a game that there isn't a modder, there's, like, everybody, like, either is, like, super try-hard anyway, or they all...
Or MP40 jugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like I said, hit markers. Like, I have about 10 clips that like, show me failing because I'll, like, jump and, like, no scope across the map through, like, all these bushes and get a hit marker. And I'd be like, I have no idea how I even got a hit marker off of that. But it's insane. I haven't even gotten a clip in World at War yet. But in everything else, I seem to be doing fine.
What rifle are you using?
Springfield, Mosin,
Oh yeah,
PTRS.
Mosin's badass.
Yeah. So I mean, like I'm trying everything, and everything seems to hate me.
That was my favorite Call of Duty for sniping.
Yeah, it really is great,
The maps actually have lines of sight.
right? I love that about them. Like those, like I like the older games maps, and then like it seems like the newer games that come out, the maps just seem to get worse and worse.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on with the Modern Warfare 3 maps, but they're just not good.
No, not
Well,
at
Modern
all.
Warfare 3 in general is not good, but
We won't
we
go
won't
into
go
that
into that
one.
tangent.
Yeah, we say we won't go into it like every fucking week, and then it still comes up.
Like that's literally what I was doing right before you guys invited me. Is I was playing one game with my friends and we were doing team tack and we ran into these super tryhards and this one guy's all bragging about how he won his last 21 games in a row. And then there he is, like we're playing TDM and he's sitting in the corner with blind eye and assassin, aiming down his
Oh
sight with
god.
announced ATR. And so me and my friends went so freaking tryhard. We went up by 4 kills and we started camping our butts off. And then when there's about 10 seconds left in the game, they dashboard.
See, that's the worst thing about people that play like that. They're fucking proud of it.
Right?
Yeah. But if we got nothing else, really, guys, good night from myself and everyone else. If you'd like to say good night.
Thanks,
night.
Ronnie Corbett.
Fun.
Next week on the Alkaline
Bye.
Network podcast,
We'll bring the drunk back.
we'll have a bunch of drunk people again. Yay!
Yay.
Yay.
Uh,
Quack.
oh, go check out fucking Dark Wolf Swedish Chef commentary.
Yes, that was a lot of fun to make.
That's the other one.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Uh,
Borky, borky,
Borky,
borky,
borky, borky,
motherfucker.
borky.